Brianna, do you remember that time that you picked me up from the Burbank airport and I told you an entire 2-hour story from the time you picked me up to the time we got home about my wild adventures in Vegas?
Oh my god, yes. I remember
Okay,
this.
that's what
Didn't you
this episode's
post it?
gonna be.
You totally posted a picture after, like, just recently about said person from Vegas trip.
And I cut that person out. Mm-hmm.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Spiritual Sisters podcast. It's Brianna.
Gabrielle Celeste, and guess what? I told Brianna 2 days ago, I was like, hey, I know we're not scheduled to record. We have episodes banked until September, but I'm just feeling like we really got to jump on and close out this chapter and just do things a little bit differently, because this is going to be an episode that I think is a little bit more personal. But I don't know, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, I don't know if this is even going to see the light of day, but I just really felt like I needed to say it out loud and speak to it. And of course, there's always going to be value, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Brianna doesn't really know what we're talking about. I just told her, I was like, Brianna, I need to bitch. I need to bitch, and I just need you to listen.
We're having a cheese-meh episode, guys. There's no topic. That's what we're going to name it. We're going to name it cheese-meh. And it has nothing to do with spiritual stuff. Actually, maybe. I don't know.
It does.
Sure,
it does. So we're naming this what it means to be expanded in consciousness. So we're just gonna dive right in, and you're gonna be like, "The fuck is this bitch talking about?" Well, you're gonna pick up what I'm putting down, hopefully.
I mean, I ask myself what the fuck you're talking about all the time. So. Another day for me.
I gotta take it back to basics, because even online, some people are like, "The fuck is she talking about?" But they're just magnetized to what I'm talking about, because obviously I know it to be true. This is how I live my life. But it's also kind of I think there's a little bit of curiosity related to it. But I think I could do a better job of making it make sense.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So what does it mean to be expanded in consciousness, Brianna? What's your initial thought?
Oh, I didn't know you were going to quiz me on this episode. Damn. I have no idea what we're talking about. And here she is throwing a pop quiz at me. Mm-hmm. I would say it's being present.
Yeah.
And just accepting what you're doing at that point in time.
And just going with the flow. You do a lot better of a job than I do with that, for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
It just works for you.
Hell yeah.
You always have, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm like a bee, just bopping around to different flowers, just living my best life, collecting that pollen.
Do you think it's your ADHD, though?
100%. Duh.
It's your double Virgo energy for sure.
Absolutely. I will squirrel so bad sometimes, but this is the worst thing about me. I am the type of person where I'll hyperfixate on something, and then a thought will pop up in my mind, and I'll be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go over there." I can say this, especially when I'm cleaning around the house. I'll be like, "Okay, I'm gonna vacuum here," and then out of the corner of my eye, I'll see something that's out of place, and be like, "Oh shit, I need to go put that away." And then I'll just start adding different things instead of doing that one thing and accomplishing it from start to finish. Oh no, I'm everywhere. Yeah.
And your son is very similar in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild how the psyche gets just passed on to the next one. But yeah, it is being present. It's being fully in the moment. It's honestly what it really means is to do the fucking work. And I think you have that exposure by way of me and other family members that are doing that and looking internally. But it really just means to look at the deepest parts of your psyche, which is essentially looking at your darkness, the unknown parts of yourself that you're meant to uncover in this lifetime, which is truly why you incarnated as a human being. And in astrological terms, it's your Chiron, and it's healing your Chiron, and it's healing your core wound in this lifetime.
Alrighty.
So I actually don't know how much of the topics that we're speaking to, because this is a very vulnerable and personal experience based off of the last nearly year of my life. But essentially, we come to Earth to expand our consciousness, which is pretty much like our souls, to have different types of human experiences in each incarnation. And the divine, the source, universe, whatever it is that you refer to that higher intelligence as, it wants that for you because that's essentially why you came in this lifetime as a human being, right? And you looking at your Chiron, you sitting with your darkness, you doing that inner work, you're thereby expanding your consciousness. And in doing so, you get to the root. You're basically, when you get to that root, you get rewarded by the universe for doing that work because that's part of the big reason as to what you're here to do. It's a contract.
I want to know what my contract is. I think you've told me, but I forgot about it.
It's in your birth chart. Your birth chart told all. Shameless plug.
Well,
Book with
tell
me,
me my
guys.
birth chart.
So let's start with the root cause of this all and how this topic came to be. And ironically, that is the chakra that I've been most impacted by this current season of healing in my life. And maybe you would have guessed it by now or kind of thought about it. And by the time that this drops, end of August or September, whenever it is, I will well be past this threshold. But life update, I'm moving back home and leaving San Diego.
Dun dun dun. No, it's not a bad thing. I'm actually excited about this.
I am excited too. And I was like, Brianna, like, I'm currently in my bachelorette, beautiful apartment in Coronado, California. And it's the last time I'm going to be recording here, filming here. And truly, what this time has been, like, it's bittersweet for sure, because I'm excited to obviously be home, be closer to my immediate family, be closer to my immediate support system. And what I manifested here in terms of my home in Coronado, it was better than what I could have asked for because I was in between this spot and then another spot, and this one ended up being significantly cheaper. It was bigger. It had all of the amenities I asked for. It's safe, and it's bittersweet because it's my time alone is such a sacred period of time that I think every female should have before entering into any type of unionship. I feel like it's really important for females to have that time to themselves, and that's definitely what it's been for me. But I definitely had a different expectation coming into this chapter than what it turned out to be. And that's also root chakra. It's being present, it's not having expectations, it's grounding. And it's ironic because I'm the prediction queen, like self-proclaimed prediction queen. However, now it's kind of like the more that I've done my lower three work and been more present, I am kind of like deterring away from that at this point in time. And that's just part of, my personal process. But what I thought this time was going to be and what it turned out to be were two totally different things. So I thought, I was gonna have like this single girl experience and be in San Diego and be like, what do they call them? A that girl. And have you heard that before?
I don't think so.
No, it's like a that girl. She's like in Lululemon. She's going to Pilates. She's drinking her matcha. She's living in the city, doing the damn thing.
Oh, yeah. I know
Yeah,
the saying. I didn't know that was part of it. I just thought that was just I don't know.
yeah. And I really thought that this season of my life was going to be so much more of that. But really, what it was time to go inward, literally look at the deepest parts of myself. And I think back on like so it's actually been a full 9 months. And it's ironic because that's a perfect numerological cycle in terms of numerology, and it's a pregnancy. And part of me feels like I'm still me, and I feel different at the same time, but I just feel like I'm more of a whole person, if that even makes sense. And it's because so much of the work that I did during my time here.
Oh, absolutely. You're definitely a different person coming back. I can say
Yeah.
that
And
wholeheartedly.
you're experiencing that too in a lot
Mhm.
of ways. It's like I feel like us moving back home are testaments and tests, and let's call them opportunities for all of the healing that we done when we were away.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And so it's interesting because I feel like I've had so much. So, what we're going to do in this episode, aside from talking shit, but like this is what it is. Like me being expanded and more in consciousness was me looking at my psyche, and I'm going to speak to those specific experiences, and maybe you can have some takeaways and there's value there. But I've never been more psychic. Everyone's like, how do I get more psychic? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you look at your own shit. You sit in your shit for that period of time. And you're opening up and you're creating space within your psyche and your energetic bodies to quite literally be more psychic and receive more information. Right. And one of the things that was really disappointed about in this period of time was just like a lot of friend stuff and people that I thought were there for me in the ways that I like definitely showed up for them. And I'm not going to lie, like this was the hardest year of my life. And I don't like to use the word hard. And it was more hard on an emotional level. And it was hard on a financial level in the sense of what my relationship to money is, my resources, the value that I place on it, and how it does or doesn't make me fulfilled. And I think even asking myself those questions and how deep I got into, I guess it was like my second dark night of the soul. I feel like that's more, and I have to give myself more credit for it because I don't think people really in this lifetime ever go that deep. And when you're doing this work, especially as a healer, so like the first go around was definitely my Saturn return. This was the most recent go around, the psychosis that I was in, just like the fog that I was in. Like you would be, Brandon, like just say like you were a person in front of me, like you'd be in front of me, but like you weren't in front of me when it was like the peak, most challenging part season of this like healing, last year of my life. And then I think I know, and we've talked about this on this previous episodes, but actually it's the one that's dropping the last week of July. So go back and listen to that. How shadow work makes you more psychic. But the next time I do this and go through this is definitely going to be when I become a mom because it's almost like, you know how like you literally are pregnant and then you have your baby and then you're forever changed. That's the best example I can give you. It's like
Oh,
there's like
absolutely.
you're fundamentally different. Like
Mhm.
it's like a conscious thing, it's a psychic thing, it's a soul thing. And it's almost kind of like your soul and your human body almost like catching up to one another and like changing at the same time and integrating. And like for me, like I've always been an old soul for sure, but I feel like my consciousness finally caught up to it in this body. Because like I never related or even liked people my age for the most part. Like I always preferred to be around people who were older, and I feel like the work that I've done in these last 9 months definitely allowed me to have like that catch up, if that makes sense. But here's also the thing too that I take away from this, and I'm going to list specific examples aside from like the friend groups. I have a different standard for healers that are doing this work. If you're holding space for other people, you better be looking at your own shit. Period. Full fucking stop. Not going to apologize for using curse words. Because if not, and I mean, fine if you don't want to look at it, but you're attracting clients from that wounded space. You attract clients, your clientele from, it's based on your own healing, truly. And I also, I mean, I'm definitely going to speak to that part with respect to like psychics. Like, and that was actually another thing too. I was so disappointed with, and this is the expectations that I created for myself, that I was really frustrated with, like, we know a lot of psychics, period, right? And predictions are part of this work. Some of the psychics that were like, oh yeah, San Diego feels so good, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going to meet your person there, blah, blah, blah. And again, like me, that's on me for having those expectations. Every single one of them was wrong. Every single one of them was wrong. But I also, what has this brought me? It brought me back to my own power to rely on my own intuition and to not be attached to what other people are reading for me. And honestly, like this isn't arrogance, this is just truth. But it really feels like not many psychics at this point can read for me because, and it's not arrogance, it's not ego, it's an observation. And it's because of the depths that I went to within my own capacity and my own psyche of this work that they haven't done for themselves. So it's like, why would I be taking advice from you if you can't, if you're not doing that, you know? So this takes me back to like, my friends too, like friends, acquaintances, colleagues, or whatever. Here's the thing. I have a lot of grace and it's different. My compassion, I'm speaking freely from personal experience. It's different if you're paying me in a reading to support you with your healing, to support you with holding space and reflecting back to you where you're at in your journey and supporting you with that process. Friendships are a different context because, you know, it's it's one thing if you're not conscious to what you have to do in terms of like improving yourself. It's another thing when you are conscious to it, but you don't want to do the work. And then at that point, because I give so much, and this is like the test going back home is learning how to receive because I give so much, right? is across the board, not just with like friends, it's business, it's family. It's like really just looking at my own boundaries and the universal laws of give and take and balance. For me, I run the risk, and this is where I found myself, of like pouring into them and them taking more of my light than it being more serving for me. Like my energy is better for them than theirs is for me. And that is another gift that this season brought me. And I think too, for me, it's like my worst fucking nightmare, and there's nothing cute about this, and my guides won't let me fall into this. But like, tell me what is attractive, Brianna, about a 50-something-year-old female that behaves like they're 25 and their consciousness reflects that. Nothing.
Nothing. They're unhealed.
Like, how unattractive is that? Like, would you want to be around someone like that?
No, I'd probably punch them in the face.
And what's really frustrating about this, it's not even frustrating, it's a gift. It's just the process where you're just like, fuck. It's like you want a certain level of success across the board. And if you're conscious, your success is going to be reflective of the healing that you've done on yourself.
I agree.
In this work, absolutely.
I agree.
It's the name of the game. And yeah, so let's take it back. I've alluded to this season, and I've just been like, I haven't really talked about it on the podcast. And the reason for that was because I don't think I truly understood or comprehended what this chapter has been. And I want to say this, like, I've always felt called to San Diego, and I truly think I was going to end up here at some point in my life. When I was going through the process of applying for colleges, I was accepted to multiple colleges here in the city. And I stayed home because for me at that time, it made sense for me financially. And I don't think I was ready in a lot of ways to leave. And I was really aware, and I've always been aware, and probably more aware than I should have been as a child, of the financial burden that was going to place on the family at the time. And they couldn't help me in the sense of me being able to leave and like go have that like traditional college experience, but they were able to support me if I had been remained at home. Right. So that was the route that I took. And now being in San Diego, 15 years later, and now leaving, and I'm still going to be coming back and forth. Like Brandon and I have been going back and forth our entire lives. We have family here, and that's not going to stop. Like I'm literally leaving, coming back like 3 or 4 times in the next 2 months, which is really not any different to my time during these last 9 months, because I spent half of my time traveling everywhere else. Like I counted the days, and it was exactly half that I spent in my apartment and exactly half everywhere else. But what I recognized, it's 2 things, is like my period, I'm living on a Saturn line. Saturn plagues me. I have a 12th house Saturn, which basically means that it was it was a karmic thing for me to reincarnate in this lifetime. It's like spiritual debt, if you will. And right now it's going through my first house, and it's fucking hard. Like, I'm not going to lie. And living on a Saturn line basically means isolation. So in a lot of ways, I've been isolated in my own thoughts. And that's what this period of time has been for me, really just to look inward and like look at myself and the darkest parts of myself, and like where shame resides, and like where my arrogance is at, and where my ego's at, my relationship to people, like my relationship to partners, to my self-esteem, like what I love about myself, what I don't love about myself, and really sitting with that. And here's the thing, living on a Saturn line is really tough. But the thing about Saturn, when you do the work, and this is why typically if you answer Saturn's call during your Saturn return that last year, you get the big payoff. Like 31 was one of the best fucking years of my life, for sure. So now sitting with this, I'm just like, oh, like, okay, like I'm going to go back, and like, we're just going to see how things are. And I'm going to be closer to you. I'm going to be closer to the baby and the family. And just like, it's my hometown, right? Like I know exactly where I'm at and what I'm doing and just what the flow is. But, and that's, that's a gift on its own, and that's the payoff. But it's just crazy when you really sit with the deepest parts of yourself, what you uncover that you don't have the capacity to do when you're around so many other people's energies. And that's true for anyone, right? And going back to the comment that I made about college, I recognize, so I was a commuter I went to Cal Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California. And I was a commuter, right? And it's predominantly, I mean, I would say the population there is pretty well off, given the students, the ethnicities, the cultural population, all of that, taking that all into account. I mean, Thousand Oaks is not a very inexpensive place to live. It's quite costly, and it attracts from that place too. It's a great school. It was a great school. But I recognized because I didn't have that traditional experience, like I was literally looking around and I'm like, these kids, because really you're a fucking kid at 18 if you really think about it. These kids are not stressed about money in any which way. And maybe it's because we came from humble backgrounds and like our parents sacrificed everything for us to go to, really private schooling. Um, I don't know that they were as aware of the value of a dollar at the time. And I recognized in this season, like, oh, I have shame for not having certain amounts of money. And I can talk about that a little bit more clearly in this period of time because I've been in isolation and we do come from humble backgrounds, even though we have had our most of our needs met we have for the most part, and our parents did the best that they definitely could. But looking back, I'm just like, when is it enough? And I've come to find that like enoughness is also one of my core wounds and deservability. So it's like, I don't think it's a coincidence that I'm literally going back home to learn how to receive, to feel enough, like really what I value in this period of time. And I actually made a list of what I do and don't value. We're going to put that towards the end. But it's just been this season of life has been one of the most impactful seasons of my life, hands down. And I'm so glad, as hard as it fucking was, I'm so glad I had the opportunity to do that, to look at that, to sit with it before, say, I went into it unconsciously in a partnership, say I had a child and passed that on to them and didn't even know because, and we say this with love, and I say this about the generation that our parents were born in, but I don't think they really had the opportunity to sit with these types of feelings and this awareness because they were just trying to make ends meet.
Absolutely. I agree.
So, yeah, I feel like, and then in addition to that, so lower three, so it's root, a lot of it was root, a lot of it was solar plexus, and some sacral stuff came up because I am feeling like, there's a partner within that window, even though I'm not attached to it, because part of this season was me feeling more whole. I think before it felt like, oh my gosh, like come save me, that kind of energy. Whereas now it's like, no, I'm good if like it doesn't happen. It's a nice to have versus feeling like I need to have it. And what I recognized, because we talked again about this episode that dropped at the end of July, was that our previous partners that reached out to us who are now married with multiple children, one of the things I recognized was like, these motherfuckers, like, you never deserved me. You never deserved me. And I wanted you to reflect that back to me for what I wasn't able to see within myself at that period of time.
You want to know why? Because we were never the problem.
Well, strong chance we're going to run into both of them as being back home.
No, I don't accept that energy. No.
Not available for it.
No. Go away.
Ferret.
Ay, ay, ay.
No one knows who it is. It's fine.
True.
That's why I'm like, no one's going to listen to this. It's fine. Who's going to listen to this? But anyways, and to the comment too about like friends and whatnot, right now I actively choose to separate myself from people who I thought were going to show up for me a little bit more in this season, the way that I've shown up for them at points in life. And again, that's a boundaries thing and that's an expectations thing for me. But and at some point I will see those traits as endearing, but because I feel like I'm so kind of turned off by people who don't want to do that work and look within themselves, that it's like, yeah, I'm good off of giving, like spending time with you. And actually, that was one of the things that I wrote down that I love the most about myself. I actually feel like I know exactly what to say from a higher perspective when someone is not doing their best or feeling their best, and making them feel like, okay, like let's look at it from this perspective and shifting that and really showing up for them and like pouring into them. Like, I actually think that's the thing I love the most about myself.
Absolutely. I will always say that you're one of the greatest friends anybody can ever have because you will
Aww.
literally do anything for your friends.
I'm a good friend. I've always said,
Absolutely.
like, thank you for saying that. Like, that's never been something I'm not insecure about, like secure with friendship styles for sure. So I really appreciate you saying that, Brie.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So what did we learn in no particular order? Oh, actually, let me go back to the friends thing. The friends that were there for me and saw they had a first-hand seat to this last dark night of the soul, the darkness. One of them's coming to close out this chapter here last weekend in San Diego. It's Comic-Con weekend. You guys should surely see like where I'm recording right now. Like my apartment's completely empty. Sleeping on a air mattress, have been, but it's like so simple. And it's like, that's actually something else that I've come back to. It's like, I don't need that much. And Brianna's
Can
in
I
my
get this in
bedroom right
writing?
now.
Wait, hang on. I need to get this in writing.
You have
I
it on
need
video.
signed, sealed, delivered. I need a vial of blood. I need your hair. I need this in writing to say that she is getting rid of stuff and she does not need a lot of stuff, you guys.
I don't. Like, I literally we moved everything back last weekend, and I'm just like, and also, I didn't really acquire much in San Diego. It was really just, like, my furniture. I didn't purchase clothes, or it wasn't anything like that, and then maybe kitchen stuff too that I purchased because she's a non-toxic girly. But, like, my belongings have been since that I've had them since I was, a child. Like, I'm
Mhm.
a hoarder, so that's
So
definitely
bad.
something, and I'm like, "Okay, but where did I pick that up?" Like, that's definitely root chakra, inner child energy. It's like I must have felt like I needed to hold on to something because a part of me felt like, "When am I gonna get this again?"
Mhm.
So, I've definitely had that relationship with food, and it's definitely something that goes deep within my psyche, subconscious, that I picked up as a child, I had to have. So, yeah, I just now being here and, like, closing this chapter out and literally not having much in my apartment, it's like, I literally just need basic stuff. Like, and I can survive, and I'm happy because I can hear more of myself. Maybe that's why
Mhm.
I like the surrender experiment so much, because it just speaks to all of this. So, getting in touch with your psyche and your higher self and having that divine relationship. So, and that actually, that's one of the things that I learned in no particular order. Above all, what I value in this chapter is from this chapter that I've reminded myself. I almost had to remind myself. My divinity, my relationship to the divine is number one. And that's why it has not and wouldn't have worked out with any of the people that have been in my life from a sexual perspective up until this point, because I don't think they would have really gotten that. And then in on the same level, it's my friends, my family, and my business. And those are just core, just things that I value in life above all. And yeah, it's also like the first time that I asked myself, like, what the fuck do I want? I know what I don't want. And I know I don't want to work a traditional 9 to 5 or be locked into an office or a mortgage for 30 years if that means having to sacrifice my ascension and my expansion of consciousness on my mental, my physical, emotional, spiritual bodies. And I want to thrive. And unfortunately, by most societal standards, thriving doesn't look, it looks different because most people are kind of breaking away from that. So the traditional consensus is you go to a job, you work there for 9 to 5, from 9 to 5 for 30 years, you pay off your mortgage, and that was very much the boomer lifestyle. But it's
Mhm.
almost like redefining what thriving is. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it's the first time in my life that I asked myself, it's like, what the fuck do I want at 33 years old? Which is actually 33 simplifies to six, and six is considered to be a perfect number, and 33 is the experimentation year. And I certainly feel like that's kind of where I'm at. And I I remembered, I value being able to pick up and leave as much as like possible and not having to worry about the financial constraint or be constrained by that. Like I fucking just love, I love being close to the family and also being able to pick up and go on any fucking trip that I wish. Like I literally, I think I posted, I don't know if you saw this or not. I've hit like probably like half a million or a million miles or something crazy in terms of flight mileage.
Yeah,
And it
that's
was
what
like,
we figured out when we were flying up to Oregon to get the car.
it's insane, and it's just like that fulfills me so much because traveling is a portal. You're hearing yourself. You're in at least for me, I'm in a meditative state anytime I'm in a car or anytime I'm in a plane. And I've also, in that period of time that I've been here, my nervous system is much more healed with respect to money and how I value it. I see it as a tool. Um, really got down to my lack for sure. Didn't even realize I had lack. No, I definitely have it. I also can acknowledge what is and isn't mine. Like, who did I pick this up from? And it's funny because from the feminine side of the family, and this isn't just speaking directly to our direct parents, but from the feminine side, controlling. From the masculine side, lots of lack related to money. And it's fun because that's what I'm healing in this process. And I can confidently say that, like, I'm reminded of my strength and what I've accomplished in the past and what I'm capable of accomplishing through this season. Because being able to sustain yourself a business and other commitments in Coronado, like, I did it. So now I can say it. I did it. And move on to the next thing, which is kind of like it's kind of my process. But I know my strength and my power because I've sat with my healing and my darkness. And it's always going to be more challenging to look at your darkness and sit with that unknown deep part of your psyche. And I did that, and I'm not afraid of having to do that again. And I think that that's more than most people will do in this lifetime. And that's not arrogance, it's truly just an observation. And this season, I've also mourned previous versions of myself, my inner child. Like, I did so much inner child work away. And I'm so glad I had the opportunity to do that before passing that on once I do have kids. And it was the first time in my life that I actually felt older. I actually felt like when I turned, and that's probably why I cried all day on my birthday. I'm like, oh
I was
my
gonna
God, I
say,
actually,
clearly you broke down on your
like, I got my first gray hair in this season of like deep, deep healing. And I'm just like, my vain ass can't take it. Like, Brianna doesn't care about gray hairs.
I can't wait to have gray hair.
I
I can't wait.
I mean, I think it'll blend a little bit nicely into the blonde that I naturally have. So, and I look good as a blonde, so I might go blonde. I don't know. But I really like not having any color in my hair right now. But like, I got my first fucking gray hair.
I didn't think you had them beforehand. You just had somebody pluck it out so you can see that it's a gray. You guys, Gabby is so bad that I remember finding a gray hair and she's like, that's not gray. It's blonde.
It's
It's
blonde.
blonde. No,
It
it
was
was
blonde.
gray.
It was
You're
blonde.
Delulu.
No,
It was
no.
gray.
I've seen gray and I've seen blonde. That was blonde.
Okay.
It's Brianna's like, oh, I want more gray hair. And then she has us pluck it. And then there's no more gray hair. So it's like, do you want gray hair?
Well, here's the thing. It will always come back because you permanently lose pigmentation in that
Yeah.
follicle.
It does. It doesn't come back. This is true.
So no matter what, you lose all of it. The second you pluck a gray hair, guess what? It's still coming back.
For me, I'm just kind of like, damn. Like, I'm getting older. Like, it was the first, like, oh, like, I actually felt older. Did you feel that when you had your son?
No, I think I felt older when he turned 1 because I didn't feel as though I aged, but I know I aged because I saw it through my son's eyes. So, like, now with him becoming 3, like, I feel older. But do I still feel like I can be 17 and go party and be shit-faced like I'm in high school? No.
I mean, Brianna wants to do that.
I'll be hungover for 4 days.
She wants to do that at the upcoming fair, which is going to be a high school reunion. Like, oh my God, by the way, right before we started recording this, I literally posted this fuck-ass story on Instagram. And I was like, how the fuck am I running into people from high school in San Diego that just 15 years later, I'm just like, we definitely went to school together. I'm going to pretend like I don't know you. Goodbye.
Oh, it's been 14 years for me, but 15 years. Ugh.
15.
Yuck.
Anyways, Brianna wants to go drink at the Diplo concert next week. So
we'll see if it happens, though. I say I'm going to drink, and then I'm going to be like, no, I don't want a hangover. Hangovers are awful. After having the neurovirus and puking my brains out, no thank you.
What's worse, the hangover or the neuro? Neuro. You guys, it was so bad. Like, so
I'm scarred for
bad.
life.
So bad.
Scarred.
You're literally shitting yourself and throwing up at the same time.
I still don't have my appetite fully back.
Oh, same. I've lost 7 pounds.
Fuck you.
7 pounds.
Fuck you and Tyler. Fuck you.
Literally. So, anyways, but okay, so to the final point about the aging, have you seen the age on your face? Because I saw the age on my face for the first time and I was just like, oh God.
No, my skin is glorious. I don't know what you're talking about.
And moving on.
Yes, I've seen the age on my face.
Botox. Botox.
Korean skincare.
Korean skincare. There's a Korean head spa here that I'm going to check out during my next adventures.
No way.
Yeah, there's one
we're
here.
Going.
We gotta go. Just gotta have a weekend here. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love San Diego. I love it. It is my second home, my home at this time of recording. Gone back and forth our entire lives. There's so much to do. Everything is nearby, but I think I enjoy it more not living here.
Yeah, I think you appreciate it more. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And
I think
also,
that's
like,
how I feel about with Oregon. I appreciate it. I started my life there. I started my family there. But I do love living down here.
yeah, it's interesting too. I haven't looked at the energy of Ventura County close enough, aside from like the Indian origins, but and actually, I'm running the feng shui on the house, on all the houses I've lived in. Chikara's doing that for me this week. But the energy in San Diego operates differently. The people here are different. And I don't mean that in a bad way. And it's not me talking shit because I'm bitter that I'm leaving, because it's not that at all. Actually, I'm not bitter I'm leaving. I'm very happy because I know I'm going to be able to come back and whatnot. But yeah, people are just a little bit disconnected here. And they're more spiritually awake, but their relationship to materialism is different. Like there's a different type of value. It's like LA. It's like a baby LA. It's like LA by the beach, basically.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting. So yeah, I've said this before, but I'll say it again because I really mean it. Not many psychics can hold space for me. Actually, I've had a couple of readings lately and it just did not land. I was like, this is not accurate.
It
So
was
I'm
boo
like,
boo.
it just was, I was like, no. So again, I also don't want that many people in my energy, which is interesting because I'm also dealing with the whole like, I'm going to be, and I'm claiming this for myself, more visible in time. But it's like, how much access of myself and my energy and my light do people get access to? And how much do I share of that with them? But also maintaining my like sovereignty and my personal relationships and how much I actually want to give them, which is why this episode was so uncomfortable for me to share. But I was like, I have to share this, or at least speak to it, even if we don't air it, because I feel like I needed to do that to close out this chapter.
Fair.
So
You're
yeah,
documenting your life. That's fine.
we're the talent, Brianna. We are the talent.
Damn right we are.
So yeah, that was a lot of, and this was just the surface too, you guys. Like this every day this week, as I've closed up, I've sat in meditation with my space. I wrote a letter to the space. I closed it out. I cleaned it up, energetically and physically. I wrote down what these last 9 months have been for me. I have um, wrote down what I didn't love about myself, and I've really acknowledged all former versions of myself. And I was like, yeah, we got to do this recording just to add like that cherry on top. And now reflecting, I'm like, this is probably going to be one of the most impactful seasons of my life ever.
Here, here.
Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns before we do a card pull and close out. So yeah, that's what it means to be expanded in consciousness, ladies and gentlemen. Doing the fucking work that you probably don't want to do.
Yeah. I'm excited for the new chapter.
I'm excited to be closer to you guys. I'm excited to.
Oh, it's been 10 years.
I know.
Full decade.
Isn't that crazy how everything happened? Like you like literally moved back and I was like, well, it looks like I'm moving back end of summer.
I saw it coming.
You saw me moving back because you moved back?
I saw it coming.
Because you moved back?
Yeah.
You selfishly manifested this.
Pretty much. Everybody wants to be around me. I'm the fun Sag.
Gosh, she's the Sag.
Tell me I'm wrong. I'll wait.
We love you. We love the baby.
Yeah.
The
grandkids are the best about the whole thing.
And he's at such a good age right now. And like, who knows? Like maybe I'll pick up and leave again. I really don't know, but it's not going to look the same way it did this time around. That's for sure. I don't know if I'll come back this far again because I'm 200 miles away from my immediate family.
Yeah. Well, we will come back because of Sav.
Oh yeah, Sav. But I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to live here. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you're not going to live there. Sorry, I already told you where you're going to live, and I'm not going to disclose that because people don't need to know.
I mean, we can give the perimeters, but it's LA, baby.
Somewhere, yeah.
LA. I don't know. Am I an LA bitch? I don't know. But let me just tell you this real quick. My Saturn line, San Diego. My Jupiter line, Los Angeles. Jupiter, baby. Especially as a double Pisces.
What's Jupiter for?
Ugh, fucking money, abundance, all the good things, easefulness, flow, joy.
All right.
And it's right on the city I'd be moving to at some point.
The one that I told you that you're originally going to be at that you never believed me from the first place?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yes, Brianna was like, I always see you there, Gabby. But I told her, I was like, listen, Brianna, if I don't do this, I'm never going to move there in my life. And I feel like I need to do this for myself now.
No, I completely agree. You have
Yeah.
to take a little stepping stone before you can go to the final one.
It was, you know what? It was the right move in my life at the right time. I moved when I was 32
Agreed.
and I'm now 33. And, now I just kind of want to pick up and leave. So there might be a chance for me to be traveling through Europe in the month of September. Not yet confirmed. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm okay if it doesn't. There's also an opportunity for me. I mean, regardless, I'm traveling twice in August for other places. I'm coming back to San Diego. But then there's also an opportunity for me to do plant medicine, which I've talked about before as well. And that would be in the October, November timeframe. And yeah, September's going to be like a really big month for me because those eclipses are really in a really interesting spot in my chart. And I'm trying not to be in fear about it, but I know my life is about to change in September again. So we'll see.
I just love September because it's the start of the fall.
I don't.
Oh, I'm not gonna have all of the colors.
September's the
Dang
hottest month
it.
in Southern California.
This is true. Ugh. That's when we get into fire season.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it means to be expanded in consciousness. That's where I've been the last 9 months. Now I'm really excited to see where my business is at, to see what comes of doing so much of the inner work, because again, your success is related to the inner work as a psychic, as a healer of all forms. And what other recaps are there? I'm disappointed with mentors, colleagues. I love the friends that were there, the friends and the family that were there for me in my darkest hours. And she's going back home, baby.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be jacaleras.
Oh, I told Brandon I can't wait to be jacaleras and go be basic bitches and go to our local smut store with coffees in hand. Ugh.
I can't wait. I still haven't gone yet. I'm holding out for you.
You're holding out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Let's do a card pool. I'm actually hoping that I get a DT for this card because it means
I'm glad we're almost done. Guys, you should see my setup right now. I'm in Kathy's room.
You know what, though? Go ahead.
I'm sitting on her bed. It is not made. There's nothing on it. There is like all of her stuff all around me. Granted, I still need to finish painting the closet because I was the one that did all the paint and Tyler was the one that did the floors because we kind of revamped the entire thing. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw those posts. So I still have to finish that. But I am sitting on Gabby's bed. I'm crisscrossed. I have my table, my quote unquote table, is my dad's Stetson box hat with a laptop on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Can I also just say how nice it was that my family remodeled the rooms I'll be living in and I have the same amount of space in my home that I had in my apartment?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tyler. He killed it. It looks so good.
It's so good. And also, can I just say, Brianna, this will close out and then I'll show you the card. Literally the day that I told her, I was like, yeah, like, because I only came back to really hang out and enjoy this last week here in San Diego because everything was moved out. But my hot neighbor fucking moved. I pretty much moved. My other neighbor moved. There's 10 people in this complex. 6 of the 10 have moved in the last 6 weeks. Went to the gym. My manager she quit 2 hours before I showed up. She is moving to Australia. And I'm like, Jupiter and Cancer. Jupiter and Cancer is a transit that brings so many moves, and that's exactly what's happening.
That's
and the card
wild.
that I got. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, right? DT. I just chose it, you guys. Because this is the card. I didn't shuffle it. I picked it. Yeah, this is it. Expand your consciousness. There you go. Do the work. It pays off. Here's actually the other thing, too. Caveat. Doing the work means embracing change, means giving up former versions of yourself and things in your life. So, for example, what did I have to give up to move to San Diego? Living with my family. What did I get in return? A more complete version of myself. Now that I've done the work, what is that going to be? Me moving back home with my family.
It's fine. It's fine. We're the Brady Bunch. We're one big happy family.
I'm going to be hanging out with my bestie, aka Dad, and we'll get him back on the pod for September for his birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah. I feel like that'll be fun.
I think that will be really fun.
God's favorite.
Seriously.
He's something else, huh? Anyways. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to us, or listen to me, bitch. We did it in 45 minutes. We'll probably air this one. You think we should?
Yeah, we're gonna air this one. Guess who's gonna be uploading it? Me, whether you like it or not.
Brandon's like, we just got to bank these because we just got to.
100%.
Okay.
It's so much easier, especially editing for me. So I get just a backlog of everything. Even though I'm such a procrastinator, I wait till the very last minute.
You do. Yeah. No,
It's
but
when I
also
do my best work.
I will say, like, we do have a couple more guests coming on. I have 2 more lined up. So yeah, I think we're kind of cruising until September, which is really nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Until next time. Thanks for
Hey, Gabby,
listening.
guess what?
What?
I see a gray hair.
Stop it. Goodbye. You're done. We're done. Bye.
Bye.